Hey guys, I'm here for a topic video. What would you do? Or what do you think? What would you do? Gosh. What do you think? And this is about reference books and trivia books, because I just did a book haul on those. And it just got me thinking, do any of you guys read trivia books or reference books? Because except for Jessica from Beauty Equals Hate, I don't think I ever really see any of those kind of books in people's hauls. I don't know if you're just not showing them or if you don't read them. Is it just not something you think about? Yeah, I just want to know, like, if you guys do read them, and if you do read them, do you have a particular series that you really like, a particular book that you really like? Yeah, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have like 5 here I want to show you as examples, because I really love trivia books, reference books, things like that. I love to learn, and actually I was reading one of, this was in my last haul. This is the book I had already, but The Amazing Book of Useless Information. And in here it says there's a topic on the moon, or it was the universe, or whatever it was, and universally known is what the chapter was called. And so it started telling me some things about the moon, and it was really interesting. And of course I've heard things before on the moon, but for some reason it just really grabbed my attention this time, so I ordered a book on the moon. So I just think that is kind of neat too with these books, because it just gives you little tidbits of information, and it kind of, I don't know what that saying is, it whets your something, but it gets you intrigued, you know, and it makes you want to learn more, and that's what I really like about these type of books. Some of them though, like I do have one in here that is a little bit more, it tells you a little bit more information, but it's not too much where I get bored. Like, I can't read those thick books all on one thing. Like the book I got on the moon is probably going to be like that, but I'm not going to read it all the way through either though. I'll be able to pick what I want to read at the moment, put it back, you know, whenever I feel like picking it up and what have you. So, but yeah, as examples, which, like I said, I had 3 of these in my other haul, but The Amazing Book of Useless Information, I'm really liking these type of books. This is my little bookmark I'm using. It just has little things. So you got Inventor Adventures is actually where I'm at now, but you got from one sentence to a paragraph that it tells you about things. And each chapter, obviously, is something different. You got Historically Accurate, Being the Best, Globetrotting, Universally Known, Ad Space, Romantic Notions, First in Line. So, I mean, there's so many different things. Like Timeline of Traditions. I thought that was really neat too. So you got like the daily mass. Well, it says many customs of the Catholic Church did not begin until centuries after the death of Christ. These are just a few of them. The daily mass was AD 394. The Virgin Mary first called the Mother of God, the 5th century. Kissing the Pope's foot, AD 709, and so forth. So I just thought, you know, things like that's really interesting. This says the U.S. Postal Service delivers 20 billion cards and packages each holiday season between Thanksgiving and Christmas Eve. You know, of course, that's approximation, but that's like, wow. This book was actually published in 2008, so yeah, it's very interesting things. And a lot of this stuff, too, is things you're not going to find necessarily in a book, because it's just like, what, you know, just little bit of useless information, I guess, like the book's titled. So the next book I have here, that's my phone that just keeps going off, sorry. The next book I have here is the Book of Lists. That's the type of book it is, the series, the Book of Lists. And this one's on horror. I love horror. Excuse me, I love horror, scary things, you know, stuff like that. I don't like torture though, so no torture. But this is also another neat little book with just little things in it, and this is lists, like it says, a book, a list. So you got let me see, Johnny Ramone's top 10 favorite horror movies, and it'll tell you the name of the horror movie and then tell you a little bit about it. So I thought that was kind of neat. Professor Leo Brody's 11 favorite moments of horror versus terror in film. So that tells you about Leo Brody, because obviously I don't know who Professor Leo Brody is, but it tells you about him and it tells you which ones he picked. Then there's like C. Courtney Joyner's Top 10 Horror Bundle, Surgical Blunders. So yeah, so it'll tell you, like, the first one says facial replacement and eyes without a face. And then it goes on to explain that. So, yeah, just very interesting things. Now, I might not know who the people are, but I either have heard of the movies, or if I haven't, it explains it to me. So, I thought that was cool. Name the film in which the following things happen, and then it gives you the answers. So that was the 13 best science fiction horror novels, the 13 best supernatural horror novels. So, I mean, stuff like, just interesting, all horror stuff. The next book was also in my haul. This one's West Virginia Curiosities, and as I was saying in my haul, there's all different kinds of curiosities, so replace it with a different state and then curiosities. So this is another thing, just different things in the state of West Virginia. You know, so it gives you like a couple of paragraphs worth of stuff, maybe a page, and then it moves on to something else. So it's just very neat. Yeah. The next thing, this one's art. So this is Big Eye Art, Resurrected and Transformed. I showed this in one of my hauls from a while ago. So instead of words, well, there's words in here too, but you also have art. So I thought, you know, this is really neat too. And this is definitely, I consider, like a reference book. And this is one of my favorites. So, and there are, like, at the beginning of each chapter, or, you know, tells you whose artwork it is. So this is like Carrie Hawk's artwork, and this will tell you about Carrie Hawk's. And then it goes on to show her artwork. So, yeah, this is very neat too. So then here's like Elizabeth Victoria Knowles. So it tells you about her, and then it'll go on to show her artwork. So yeah, this is just another very cool book. And in the back of this book, which I think is really neat too, it shows you the artist portraits. And it also tells you if they're an eBay seller, it tells you their eBay name, seller name. It tells you their email address, and if they have a website, they tell you that too. So I thought that was neat. And then the last one, this is a reference book, I would say, and this one is like a short chapter. Or maybe it's, I guess not too short of a chapter, but it's not like a whole book. This one is Reader's Digest Crime Casebook. True Life Crime Stories from the World's Favorite Magazine. I have not read this one yet, but this is a hardback. It is very awesome, especially because I'm into true crime. And this is, I like it because the actual cover is the same as the jacket. And then, of course, okay, so for example, you have this one, Justice for Diane. The missing woman had surely been murdered, but by whom? And where was her body? Rick Phillips was determined to find out. So then you're going to have a short chapter in this. So there's pictures in it. The words are a pretty decent size. Yeah, so that actually was only, gosh, not even 10 pages long. And then it goes on to another short story, you know, of true crime. So, yeah, so that's why I liked this, because it wasn't a whole book that I had to read. So here's Manhunt on the Heroin Road. Nickel and dime drug bust, thought Ed Madonna. What began as a routine investigation led him into the shadowy world of a sinister Chinese cartel. And so then, you know, that'll This one's actually a little bit longer, maybe 15 pages. So, but yeah, it's just, and it's so, this book is really nice quality too. You know, you got pictures in it, and just the feel of the paper, it's like that thicker, glossier paper. Yeah, so I really, really like this book, and I haven't gotten around to reading it yet, which I probably should. So yeah, so curious about what you guys, if any of you guys read things like this, and if you do, if you have any, like I said, favorite series or favorite books. Video requests are highly recommended, requested, just so you can show off those books. I think that would be fun. So yeah, just curious. Because like I said, I don't really see a whole lot of them in people's hauls and that. So, alright guys, I'll talk to you later.